One word we really talked about with our team coming into this game was poise, and our team certainly showed poise down the stretch. The absolute key to winning here in Draddy was going to be value for the ball, because Manhattan was #1 in the country coming into the game and forcing turnovers and turnover percentage, and our guys really did do that. We only had 13 turnovers. Our guards, for the most part, really took care of the ball, so I don't think I did a great job preparing our team to attack the zone. However, our players really took care of the basketball.
Jeff, with a team so young, 3 freshmen among your top 4 scorers, take me through the decision of playing without a timeout down the stretch for that last shot.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's something I've actually thought about lately. I don't usually think about the end of game situations a lot, but we know where the ball wants to be. We're going to put the ball in Nick Honor's hands. There's absolutely no question about that. We have run a flip it ball screen for him at the end of every half. I mean, there's no question what we're going to do. So there's really no point in calling a timeout and say, hey, you know what we're going to do. So this time it worked well.
Through 7 games, what impresses you most about Nick and what he brings to the team?
So Nick's been consistent, and so this game was a little bit different than his previous 6 games, just in what he could get against their defense. But he's been consistently mentally tough. He's found shots he likes. He wasn't able to create as much for his teammates tonight because of their zone, but he's also just been really solid as far as taking care of the ball.
Got your game from Antoine tonight. How much did his past experience against Manhattan help you with game prep, and how much more of a complete player is he now with a year sitting out under your system getting to learn it all more?
Yeah, so I think the main idea is that we do have a lot of young guys, as you mentioned, and so this was a battle of 2 teams that, I mean, maybe the 2 youngest teams in the country. I mean, freshmen were out there for both sides. But what Antoine does give us is some experience. He gives us a guy that's been through a war or 2, and that really does help our other guys.
Coach, how I know that every year, when the season starts, how much are you looking forward to this game right here?
You know, the way I talk to our guys, every game is an important game. I mean, in college basketball, you only get like 31. This isn't the NBA where, you know, you're playing 82 games and that's just called the regular season. You only get 31. So every game is really important. With that being said, here locally, when you talk about the alums of Manhattan, the alums of Fordham, this game really means something. So anytime there is a rivalry game where fans and students really care about the result, it's important.
3-1 against Manhattan now, and you've won each of those games in different fashions. You had Mandel lead the way in your first one, and last year 25 turnovers and 17 steals, school record. You won ugly today. What does that say about this team moving forward, 6-1 with maybe your hardest fought win of the season?
Yeah, well, it's simply where we are. And so the fact that value for the ball wise, we only had 13 turnovers, the fact that that's where we are, that's something I'm really proud of. Now, everyone has had trouble attacking Manhattan zone. Everyone. They have really guarded well this year. I could have done a better job helping our guys, but our guys did what we asked and they took care of the ball.
How do you feel about the 3 freshmen that you have so far? Well, actually 4.
Yeah, so we do have a big group of freshmen. Jalen Cobb's the other guy that really came up big. He looked very comfortable in this atmosphere. So obviously Nick Honor hit the big shot. Jalen Cobb, I mean, we've got a whole group of them that are really contributing. Chris Austin coming back from an injury, he's going to help us quite a bit. Onyi Isi, I really thought Onyi was going to be the key to tonight's game. He only ended up playing 6 minutes because he had 5 fouls. Onyi really could have helped him.
About defending Paulie, especially late, did it become just foul him as soon as he touches it?
Well, we didn't want to foul him because he's a better free throw shooter than some of their other guys. We were trying to create a turnover before they could even get to that part. We weren't able to do it. So that was a really tough matchup with all 3 of our centers fouled out.
Every time he made it to the foul line, he would hit the first shot and then miss the second. Like, were you banking like, okay, he's not gonna miss this first one, but he'll miss the second one, and when he does, we should rebound and all that?
Yeah, so there were a couple guys on their team coming into the game that had low free throw shooting percentages, but Polycap was 65% last year from the line, so I wasn't expecting him to miss any. So, you know, obviously we did talk about rebounding free throws. It's an important part of the game, especially with Manhattan's team numbers going into the game. But Polycap's one of the better free throw shooters.
With the fact that they couldn't really score, because coming into the game, Warren Williams was their leading scorer with 7 points per game. Like, Did you? I can see that you guys were able to neutralize and exploit that.
Well, you know, one thing I said to our team was that Manhattan hasn't played a game whole yet. This is the first game they've played whole. Paulie Polycap is by far their best player. He was a double-figure scorer last year. He blocked over 70 shots last year, and he'd only played 5 minutes to this game. So he adds so much to their team. So Polycap being there tonight really helped their offense. And then Warren Williams has gotten a lot of good reps because Polycap's been out, so he was a force as well.